unless you tend to be quite observant, you probably haven't noticed much yet. Well, now that I have that other truck, here are the plans for this one. As you can see, the headlights, grille, bug visor, basically anything plastic has been removed. I'm gonna take this off, and this is gonna stay because it's strong, to say the least. You can see, you may recognize that door. You all know what that's off. If you don't, go back in the videos. And I also have taillights out. So you may be wondering what I'm doing. This truck, I'm going to be running it around. It's basically a beater car dirt track race. It's a week from today. So, as far as I'm concerned, when I bought that other truck, this one was basically a write-off because of its shape. I have way too much in it. I'm never going to get it back out. So, I'm also saving both these fenders because they're rust-free. They're aftermarket, but they're still rust-free. And I'm saving this bed. I'm putting different bed and different fenders on it, but yeah, and then I'm gonna run it around the track and hope it survives. If it doesn't survive, bring it home, fix it for next year. And everybody's probably gonna say, well, why you run that around? It's a straight, you know, somewhat rust-free truck. Well, this truck's worse than it looks. Well, the frame doesn't look too bad right there. It needs that leaf hanger because it's got, I don't know if you can see that, it's got holes in it. But the bad spot is right there. As you may be able to see, someone has patched the frame right there. It rotted out along the bottom. The rest of the frame, it's not bad. It's a little flaky in places, but it's not, it could be better. I would personally, if it didn't have this, I'd run it all day long. But so there's that. Seats coming through the floor there. The cab is completely rotten there, and up there, and there. So the cab, and all along the back. So the cab's rotten. The frame is bad. The engine has a miss I can't get rid of. This thing is just fairly rusty, period. And I have that truck that's in much better shape, so I'm not going to do anything with it. So I may as well have a little fun. So yeah, the bed and the fenders are getting changed. I already changed this door. I'm leaving that one because of the fact it's rotten on the bottom and the latch is screwed up. So, yeah, it doesn't owe me anything. Of course, I had to remove the airbag. Of course, batteries through. It's gonna sound very dead because the battery is shot. It'll always start though. It's been like that since I bought that truck, because this battery's out of that truck and it's never not started. The other thing is, I tucked some wires away from the drive shaft, the front drive shaft on this, because they were rubbing on it. Like, they weren't even through the coating yet, but they were rubbing. And for one reason or another, it no longer shows that it's charging or has fuel. Yes, it charges, and yes, it has fuel, but I don't know why. Now, if I flick this to the rear tank, which of course there isn't, but there was from factory, the fuel gauge used to always go up to full because there's no resistance. Yeah, so now the voltmeter moves. I have no sweet clue what's up with that. Something shorted out somewhere. I mean, I don't really care. I can run it without a fuel gauge, and a voltmeter, but it's kind of annoying. So that, and over the last this truck used to have very good brakes on it, the type where if you weren't careful, like, you'd send yourself through the windshield. And now the brakes are very rigged, and I'm not a person to rig brakes, but since this is just staying on basically a dirt track and trails through the woods the rest of its life, I'm not too worried about it. So I don't know, where's my rear line? Somewhere around there. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there it is. You can see the rear line right there's closed off because I tore my rear flex line off, and I need to put a new passenger side line on it. I need to put a new driver's side line on it. The passenger side was bad. The driver's side was newer, but I couldn't get it off. And I only have a week to do all this stuff, so. As well as this front flex line, it is held on by a hose clamp. So, don't get me wrong, I'm not the type to screw with things like brakes, but my parking brake works on this. I'm going to be running it in low range so I can gear down and have it make a big difference. And the only road it's ever going to see is from there to there. It's a dirt road with, like, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses on it past me, so I'm not too worried about that, but it's not like I'm going to be out often anyways. Of course, I had to remove the airbag for the races. Yeah, that's about it. So that's the plans for this. Some people may not be very happy with it, but it's not good for anything else. If I'm being honest, may as well have some fun with it. I mean, yeah, someone could fix this truck up, but I'm never going to get out of it what I have in it. So, I'm not getting rid of it. Some people are the way where they just don't care. Well, if they have $1,000 in something and it's junk, they'll sell it to someone for $250. Surprisingly enough, even my father's like that. I'm not like that. I have, without this bed, which it's coming off anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference, probably about $1,300 in this truck. So, well, actually, probably more than that. But anyways, regardless, I'm not giving it to someone for nothing. So, that's the plans for this.